Hi everyone, me again, and today I have another Pokemon trading card game video, and today we have me on the left versus Diedrich, also known as Ace567 on the right. Of course, his channel will be in the description, so be sure to check him out. Just the fact that he knows me in real life should be enough for you guys to look at him, or at his channel, right? Anyway, we're going to get into this game here. What we have is his fighting deck. I really don't know what to call it. Just fighting. Just straight up fighting. I'm going to call it fighting. That's what I'll call it. Fighting. Fighting. Versus my Pyroar deck. And I am kind of sorry that I'm showing my Pyroar deck off so much. I showed it last video. It wasn't me who played it. It was someone else. I played my Seismitoad deck that day and got first place. I played Pyroar this day. And, well, actually, I lent my deck to Michael on the other day because he wanted to play, but he didn't bring his deck. So I just lent my deck to him because I figure, you know, I'll just let him try it out and see how he did. And he did fairly well, actually. But this day I decided, you know what, I think that there will be... my mindset going into this was I was pretty sure that two of the top players who were playing this day were both playing Virizion Genesect, and that basically annihilates Seismitoad. The thing is, most people don't tech in counters to Pyroar in their Virizion Genesect decks because Seismitoad is around. So people don't play Pyroar, at least that's the theory. I play Pyroar. So, luckily there were no Seismitoad decks this day. There's never more than 10 people who attend these events, and I'm usually pretty good at determining what everyone's going to play just because I'm so familiar with everyone. That is an unfair advantage of mine, I will admit, but at the same time, it's kind of nice sometimes to go in knowing that you're going to have some opponents who are just going to be better than you and still coming out on top. I beat a Virizion Genesect deck with my Seismitoad deck the week before this because I had teched in a Reshiram, the Outrage Reshiram, to go against it, and there was a whole lot of luck involved, but it was still such a satisfying feeling knowing that I'd eventually face a Virizion Genesect deck with Seismitoad and still coming out on top. That was amazing, if bogus. But anyway, so interesting. Let's actually get into this. What I was going to say is an interesting fact about this match is Diedrich won the coin flip but decided to go second. I guess he just really wanted to get some damage out on the board before I did. Unfortunately for him, I am running Pyroar, which really loves going first. Going second isn't the end of the world, but going first means that on your second turn, you can evolve. I mean, you can evolve on your second turn regardless, but during that time, you have basically an extra turn to get ahead than your opponent does. So he played an end there. I did start out with a Mewtwo EX. I also had a Jirachi EX in my hand. I was so glad I didn't start with that because starting out with Jirachi is the worst possible start that you can ever imagine, I swear. It's even worse than starting out with Execute and Empoleon decks, because at least then, if it gets knocked out, you can start using it. So, anyway, looks like Diedrich got a Strong Energy and Fighting Stadium and Muscle Band. Holy cow, my Mewtwo is in trouble. And he benches a Mewtwo of his own. We might have a Mewtwo war. How much... This Hammerhead is doing, I believe, 90 damage to that Mewtwo. And it's going to do 30 to that Litleo. Yep, 90 and 30. That's a lot. And that's Diedrich's first turn. So in this situation, maybe it was a good thing that he went second. But then again, there's an Evo Soda. So I can get a Pyroar out right now. And there's a Pyroar. So that Pyroar can no longer be hit by Hammerhead, because it prevents all damage done by your opponent's basic Pokemon, no matter what. Whether you're active, whether you are on the bench, you can't be touched. So that Hammerhead cannot hit me. It can, of course, hit the other Pyroar, or the other Litleo until it becomes a Pyroar, but I'm pretty confident that I can get something figured out. So here I'm Skyla-ing. I'm looking for a switch. And it looks like it's not in my deck. Uh-oh. I'm triple checking now. Switch is not in my deck. It's in my prizes. That's not good. I've already attached for my turn, so I can't attach and manually retreat into Pyroar. I really am in trouble, guys. I can Skyla for maybe another Evo Soda, so I can get the other Pyroar in play. It looks like that's what I'm going to do, just so then the Hammerhead doesn't do damage to the bench at all. Or if it does, it's only because he plays Catcher or Lysander on the Pyroar and does it to the Mewtwo. But there's no point in that when he can just one-shot the Mewtwo right here. I am in so much trouble. That's quite unfortunate that my switch is prized. So, right here, I actually just have to pass. And just resign myself to the fact that Diedrich's going to get a quick 2 prizes and my Mewtwo is going to go down. Diedrich is going to play Ultra Ball here. I wonder what he's going to get. Beautiful full art Lucario there. He's going to get Trubbish. He is smart. He's very smart. He realizes that, if Skull just ends up with 2 Pyroar, there's nothing I can do unless I shut down those abilities, because fighting decks usually don't have evolved Pokemon in them. I mean, some people tech in Mega Lucario, but Diedrich doesn't. He put in Garbodor to shut off Pyroar's abilities. Well, shut off all abilities, but in this case, Intimidating Mane needs to go. Absolutely. Because he can knock out this Mewtwo, but then what? If he doesn't get Garbodor in play, I can literally just sit there all day and not take any hits. So, looks like Diedrich played Professor Juniper there too. He has Garbodor in hand, so he has that for next turn. That's amazing. So, I'm in the biggest trouble imaginable. In this kind of situation, you'd think, oh yeah, Pyroar against a fighting deck. Well, there's a town map, by the way. Town map reveals all of your prize cards, and they stay that way for the rest of the game. The bright side is you know what's in your prizes. The downside is your opponent knows what's in your prizes. So, I can see that 1 Trubbish and 1 Garbodor is prized, and if it's a standard 2-2 line, that means Diedrich only has 1 Garbodor in his whole deck to work with right now. He benches a Landorus and a Lucario, attaches a Fighting Energy to Landorus, and he's going to Hammerhead for knockout. He's going to pick up the Super Scoop Up and switch. If I were him, I definitely would have gone for Garbodor and Trubbish there just to make sure that line is always there. I'm going to promote my Pyroar with energy on it and attach a DCE to my bench Pyroar. I'm going to Dowsing Machine away Fiery Torch and double Colorless Energy. Going to use it to get Skyla and fling the Fighting Stadium halfway across the world. I don't know what to get with my Skyla here. I'm just eyeing that Trubbish, and I realize I need to knock that thing out as soon as possible. I could get a Pokemon Catcher and hope I flip heads, or a Lysander and force myself to wait till next turn. Neither prospect is the best in the world, but that's what I need to go after with Skyla here. I need to get rid of that Trubbish, hopefully before it becomes a Garbodor and shuts off my abilities, but right now I am struggling, folks. I could, I end up going for the Lysander, but in that situation, the catcher was very tempting, because yes, it's a coin flip, but if you flip heads, get rid of that Trubbish before it's a Pyroar, and you know the other Trubbish is prized, you're safe for the rest of the game. But in that case, I decided better safe than sorry. I don't want to waste my supporter for the turn by flipping tails with catcher. And I'm going to Scorching Fang for 60. No point to overdo it. Actually 80. Yeah, no point to overdo it. Still no point to overdo it. Since I know my Switch is prized, I need to start getting prizes as soon as possible to get that Switch eventually in case I need it. Hopefully it's not the last prize I pick up. He's going to Karina here for an Halucha and something else. And for the record, I do not like Halucha's voice actor in the anime. Just saying. I don't know why he got Halucha. Its attack only hits EXs, and if I'm smart, I will not play EXs for the rest of the game. I'm just going to rely on these Pyroars. He got a Float Stone too, so that Garbodor, after he attaches the Floatstone, will be shutting off my abilities, which means Hammerhead should be knocking me out, I think? No, it'll be 10 shorts. I have 30 on me. Hammerhead's doing 30, 50, 70. So yeah, it'll be 10 short, because Fighting Stadium only applies to EXs and Pyroar is not an EX. If there is a Pyroar EX someday, I would welcome that, because that means eventually there would be a full art Pyroar. He's going to bench that Hawlucha. Again, I don't really know why. Maybe just for the free retreat in case this Landorus gets knocked out. But then the Garbodor has free retreat with Floatstone, so I really don't know what... I don't know what's going on. Anyway, he Hammerheads me. I'm up to 100 damage on Pyroar and 30 on the bench Pyroar. I benched another Litleo. I probably should not have done that. I'm going to Lysander out the Garbodor and Scorching Fang for 110. That Garbodor is gone, and I got a prize. It was not the Switch, but I got a prize. Now, I have 5 prizes. Diedrich has 4. He is ahead, but he's in a very bad position. Right now, my Intimidating Mane is activated again, which means he cannot touch my Pyroars. He can touch that Litleo. It would get him a prize. It would definitely get him, if he decided to target down that Litleo, then he should get Trubbish or Pyroar. And he is going to Lysander out the Litleo, and this Hammerhead will do 70 damage to it, just enough to knock it out. Of course, it'll do 0 to my benched Pyroars, but... well, he's actually going to get the Hypnotoxic Laser. That's not a bad idea. Since that other Pyroar has 10 damage, or 10 HP left, then I'll be able to... oh, he'll be able to knock me out. That Pokemon Catcher failed. I don't know what I would have gone after. Doesn't matter. I don't have a Fire Energy. He's going to Lysander again. Oh my goodness. Then he's going to play his Hypnotoxic Laser. Since that's not an attack, the damage does add up, and that Pyroar is knocked out. And he got another prize. Now his only 2 prizes that are left are the Trubbish and Garbodor. I'm very interested as to why he didn't go after those 2 first instead of last. Anyway, I played my Professor Juniper there. I'm just going to probably leave this Pyroar alone for the rest of the game. I'm not going to put anything on the bench, any like catcher bait or anything like that. Roller skates failed there, by the way. That's unfortunate. This Pyroar, so long as its Intimidating Mane is there, it can sweep, because Diedrich has nothing but basics, and I benched a Litleo. Huh. Well, that's fine, I guess. I mean, there will be eventually another Pyroar on the bench, just in case this one gets knocked out. We're going to see... I don't... oh, actually, that was a Super Scoop Up that Diedrich played there, and he flipped tails. I remember that. So, that would have been huge if he had flipped heads, because all that damage would have been gone. He could have promoted his other Landorus and started just dealing damage all over again. And I accidentally discarded his 2 prizes there, thinking that those were the Trubbish and Garbodor I knocked out earlier. Nope, those were his prizes because of Town Map. I was just so... I completely forgot that. So, bunch of stuff going on here, a bunch of fun stuff. If he Hammerheads here, he can definitely hit the bench Litleo for 30. That might matter later on. But for right now, that's basically his only option. He benches another Lucario EX, and he's going to switch into his other Landorus, and I think that was a Karina? Oh no, that was Skyla. So, he's going to Skyla here. He's got plenty of Hypnotoxic Lasers in his deck. He's probably going to get one of those. Actually, no, he's going to get Palpad. Oh, he's going to Palpad his 2 Lysanders into his deck, isn't he? That's very smart. So, I'm in trouble. I basically need to get the other Pyroar into play right now. I need to get that onto this Litleo. There's bound to be 2 more in my deck. I run a 4-4 line. One's in my discard pile. One is active. That means there's another 2 in my deck. And so long as I have an Ultra Ball or an Evo Soda, I should be able to get it. And I believe I have the means to, so let's see what goes on here. We're going to see Diedrich just hammerheading the bench Litleo for 30. I do have the Jirachi. That can get me the Skyla. Oh, wait, no, I have the Ultra Ball, so... Actually, I'm going to Professor's Letter first. That's smart. I'm going to get 2 Fire Energy. Oh man, out of my bottom 6 cards, 5 of them were Fire Energy. That's funny. Then I'm going to Ultra Ball away those 2 Fire Energy, and I'm going to get my last Pyroar. Well, not my last Pyroar, my 3rd Pyroar, and... What? First my Switch was prized, and now my 2 Pyroar are prized? What? That's not fair. And I've already taken a prize too. That means I know what 3 of my last 5 prizes are, and they are very important. That's not fair. I do play my end there, which means Diedrich will only get 2 cards and I'll be able to get 5. I'm just praying that he doesn't draw into his Lysander. Because Lysander at this point would knock out that Litleo, put him down to 1 prize, and he'd be very, very close to just winning. So, wonder what his 2 cards are. 2 Starling Megaphones. That will hurt my muscle band and stuff, but the Evo Soda taunts me. I have the Evo Soda, but I know I can play it, but I know it's useless to play it. Play Pokemon Catcher, that's Tails. There's a whole lot of salt here, ladies and gentlemen. I am just going to Scorching Fang for 60. 80, because of Muscle Band. Thank you, Muscle Band. He hasn't discarded it yet. Oh, his top deck was Lysander. Are you kidding me? He didn't get it off his end. He got it off of his draw. He's going to play the Megaphone and probably Lysander up the Litleo. He saw that my Ultra Ball failed, so he knows that I don't have a Pyroar to evolve that thing into, so may as well just get rid of it now. He's going to Lysander it out, Hammerhead. Actually, he doesn't knock it out. He can't knock it out. That's right. He's short because he doesn't have Strong Energy or Muscle Band. I just attached a Pyroar and pass. I don't know what he drew into, but he's Hammerheading for knockout. Got the Trubbish off his prizes. I'm going to Fiery Torch for 2. I do have the Charizard EX in my hand, but I don't feel like playing it right now. I just feel like Hammerheading. Because as of right now, I'm safe. Because even if this is my only Pokemon in play, he cannot touch it because of my Intimidating main ability. My strategy here is just to leave this Pyroar all alone on its own and just gradually dwindle down his Pokemon until he has none left or until I've taken all my prizes. That's a very good strategy at this point. I really don't have anything else to do. I can't put down another Litleo. 1, because I would risk the Lysander, and 2, I don't have Pyroar in my deck. I only have them in my prize pile. So, Diedrich either Hammerheaded for 0 or passed. Either way, it's the same result. Looks like I'm just going to Scorching Fang for knockout, and I got 1 Pyroar off my prize. I think. Was that Pyroar? Was it not even Pyroar? Are my last 3 prizes really the 2 Pyroars and Switch? Oh my Lanta! That's salt. The salt gods are heavy laden today. Anyway, Diedrich promotes his Lucario EX, which still can't hit me. Its first attack Missile Jab only it isn't affected by resistance. But it doesn't go through abilities, so he could definitely Somersault Kick here and put an extra card in his hand to put it up to 6. Actually, 2 cards, whatever. And that's what he's going to do. And I'm still comfortable just Scorching Fanging for 60 every turn. Actually, I attached the Muscle Band, and now I'm Scorching Fanging for 80 each turn. He has a Laser. That's going to ruin my day. And he flips heads. We're going to play this game, are we? Now I'm in trouble. I need to wake up and, well, at this point I need to bench something else. I need to bench something that can not only take a hit, but that I can switch in, or that I can retreat into and then retreat out of next turn. So this is, that laser is a real game changer. Before that point, I was just like, oh, okay, I can do this. I can just leave this Pyroar here and just take knockouts one after another and not have to worry about it. But that Hypnotoxic laser just put a whole damper on my strategy. Now I am in a pickle. I don't know what to do. I have the Charizard EX in my hand. The best thing I can think of to do is just to bench that, hope I wake up this turn, retreat into it, and then just retreat out of it next turn and continue attacking with Pyroar. Even though Pyroar would have some additional damage because of that Hypnotoxic laser, it wouldn't be too bad, I don't think. Diedrich is going to Ultra Ball here for a Seismitoad EX to shut off or to eliminate my ability to use item cards. Maybe eventually, not right now. He has Lysander in his hand. He's going to play Megaphone on top of all that. That's not fair. This whole game just isn't fair to me. It's really testing my ability to come back, and I do not have a good ability to come back. We are going to see a retreat, or a switch maybe? It must have been a switch. Yeah, it was switch into Seismitoad and a pass. And, okay, I flipped for, I'm still asleep? What? This is baloney. I don't know what to do. I have the Charizard EX. I'm going to have to bench that right here and right now. I don't care if he has a Lysander. I need to get this thing powered up. I attach a Fire Energy and Blacksmith, 2 more Fire Energies from the discard pile onto Charizard, and I need to pray that I can wake up so that I can retreat into Charizard and start attacking with that, then retreat back into Pyroar. I'm in so much trouble. I'm 3 prizes left. I've taken 3 since he's gotten down to 1. Well, I've taken 2 since he's gotten down to 1. I feel the comeback. And Tails again on sleep. That's not fair. Well, who said life's fair, right? But that's hurtful, man. We're going to see, I think, a Karina. I don't know. I don't really know what he was playing there. Must have been the Skyla. Just got the computer search. It was either Karina or Skyla. Either way, he got the computer search. He's probably going to play. He accidentally brought up the Seismitoad, thinking he got that too. No, he's probably going to computer search for a double colorless energy. No, he's going to pass actually, and I'm still asleep. Man. Oh, there's the Pyroar. It must have been one of my prizes that I thought was the switch, or it was one of my prizes. Okay, I finally have the Pyroar, but now I'm out of Litleos, so it doesn't matter, does it? So I play my N, I get 3 cards, he gets 1. I just really hope he doesn't have the Lysander. Or rather that he doesn't get the Lysander out of his 1 card. No, that was computer search. Are you kidding me? Oh, man. I'm going to attach another Fire Energy to Charizard, just to power it up for Combustion Blast, and flip for sleep again, Tails. How many Tails is that? Like 4 in a row? So like a 1 in 16 chance of that actually happening? Not fair. We're going to see Quaking Punch for 0. And I actually flip a real coin for this sleep, which is allowed. But I was just like, I need to wake up right here. I'm just going to flip the coin like I've been wanting to for a while. So, yeah. So I'm actually going to... Now I'm going to retreat into Charizard with my Pyroar only having... it has 80 HP on it, or 80 damage on it, so it has 30 HP left. And I'm going to Combustion Blast, and I'm going to Wing Attack for 60. Just to put some damage on that. If I need a Combustion Blast next turn, I can do that, but I'd rather leave this Charizard, or I'd rather do just some damage with this Charizard and then retreat into Pyroar, let Pyroar take care of everything. So we're going to see Quaking Punch for 60. And, well, I'm going to Blacksmith onto Pyroar if that Blacksmith really mattered. I can retreat back into Pyroar and start Scorching Fanging again with Pyroar. And set up the lock Not really a lock, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to retreat back into Pyroar. Intimidating Mane should hopefully protect me a few more turns. What did Diedrich get? I don't know. He got a double colorless energy, which he's putting on Mewtwo. If he gets a Lysander, brings up that Charizard, I am in so much trouble, but there's nothing else I can do. I needed to do that to win, or to have a chance at winning. I just took 2 prizes there. One was the Neovo Soda, and the other was Switch. So if I have to... so if he does use a Hypnotoxic Laser and I'm asleep, now I can finally actually retreat out of it, or rather switch out of it, and then retreat back into Pyroar. But man, this is very close. We're at 1 prize each. I know what my last card is. It really could have helped me a while ago. And I know what his last card is because of the town map. Doesn't really matter at this point. Right now it's just a race to see who can get the last prize card first. He played a Juniper there, so even if he had Lysander now, he couldn't play it right now. So my Mewtwo is safe. So I could use a Lysander right here. If I could Lysander out the Landorus... Oh, there's another laser. Are you kidding? Well, lucky for me, I drew the switch off my prize. So, but anyway, if I can Lysander or Catcher out the Landorus, or the Lucario even, then I win. Oh, yeah, or the Lucario. And I flip Tails on Sleep. So, here's what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to switch out of that Sleep and Poison Sucker. Going to go back into Charizard, retreat into Pyroar again. Haha, take that. Oh, that felt good. And I can use items. No items that I could use. Then I kind of realized, oh man, have I used all my catchers and Lysanders now? I'm going to play my in, just praying that he doesn't get Lysander off of his into 1 and then top deck. So basically his next 2 cards. I'm just trying to get him out of that Lysander so I have a chance at winning this bogus game. The prizes were unfortunate. The flips for sleep were unfortunate. This whole game is just a conspiracy. So, we're going to see what my 1 card was. Whatever it was, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to Scorching Fang for 90. No reason not to. I have another Fire Energy already on that Pyroar. If he doesn't retreat, I win. If he does retreat, the only thing he can really retreat to is the Lucario. The Lucario without damage on it. That's the only thing he can retreat into to still win. He's going to Professor's Letter here, see what else is left in his deck. Lysander is still in his deck, not in his hand. I am so very glad for that. It's just so frustrating seeing him still alive after all this that I've had to go through. He's going to attach a Fighting Energy to Lucario and retreat into that Lucario. I am so close to making a most epic comeback. I play roller skates. I need heads. Tails, of course. Well, that's my luck. Going to Professor's Letter, see what's left my deck. And indeed, I do not have Lysander or Catcher left. I do, however... Oh, I only have 1 Fire Energy on top of all that. That means if I want to do Maximum Scorching Fang, I can only do that 2 more times. Well, 1 more time, because after that, then I need just regular Fire Energy on my Pyroar just to attack, period. And here I am going to Scorching Fang, can't decide whether to do it for 90 or 60, and I decided to just go for 60. Are you kidding? He's going to retreat into the other Lucario, Lysander up my Charizard, and use Somersault Kick for 180. That's not fair. He just won with the best top deck ever after the worst flips ever after the worst prizes ever. But that's how Pokemon works. Thanks everyone for watching and stay tuned for more.